Hello lovelies, assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sue. I make food, lifestyle vlogs, DIY, some more. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this delicious and healthy peanut butter soup. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So in my pot, I added about 300 grams of peanut butter paste. To make this in a very easy way, it's better to use a non-stick pot. If you don't have a non-stick, you can use any pot that you have. Okay, so then I added about a quarter cup of tomato puree. If you don't have tomato puree, you can use concentrated tin tomatoes. Okay, about 2 tablespoons. Now I'm going to mix this into a smooth thick paste, okay, or a runny paste. So I'll be adding in water gradually, okay, until I achieve my desired consistency. Okay, and back at home you can mix this with your hand on the floor before you place it on the fire. So this is the texture I'm going in for, and I'm going to be stirring this until the oil starts settling on top. Just as you can see, you have to fry this for about 10-15 minutes, sometimes even 20 minutes, depending on the pot you are using. But if you are using non-stick, it makes it more and much easier. So after this has fried for about 10-15 minutes, then I added in some water, enough water to loosen the fried peanut butter. So I'm going to cover this halfway and allow it to boil until it reduces to about a half or quarter. You can see, look at the consistency. You see how thick it is. Okay, this is how I want it. So now I'll take this off the fire and set it aside. Then we start with the base, that is with the meat. Okay, yeah. So but if you don't have non-stick, like I said, you can use any other pot. So in the pot where I'll be doing the main oga soup, there I added my goat meat and then some meat strips, okay, the stomach, no, angie, the intestine. Then I added any protein that you choose, that depends on you. And for the marinade, you can see I have some onion, ginger, garlic, rosemary, aniseed, cloves, and calabash nutmeg. So I'm transferring this into my small blender. Okay, add a little bit water and blend it into a complete paste. When you use this spices, trust me, you're going to make the delicious base, or your meat is going to come out really tasty. Okay, with all the pepperempe spices. So I then poured it on my meat. Okay, then I'll stir it and make sure the marinade is everywhere, has covered my meat. Okay, then I'm going to top it with some salt, enough salt to taste. Then I added some powder spices, more like turmeric, paprika powder, black pepper powder, chili powder, and some 2 stock seasoning. Okay, with this spices you don't need much seasoning, and if you're not a seasoning fan, you can take it out, it's optional. Okay, so I'm gonna stir it and then allow it to simmer a bit. So I just added a little bit of ginger powder. That is also optional. If you don't have it, you don't have to, since you used fresh ginger. Okay, so I'll give it a stir and then cover it to simmer for some few minutes. Then I'll rinse the blender and add the water to it. Like I said, there are so many ways to make peanut butter soup, but this is the typical method I learned from my grandmother and my mother. May her soul rest in peace. Okay, so after about 10 minutes of simmering, you can see the meat is almost halfway, but it's not done. Okay, so this is the time I'm going to dilute my peanut butter soup or base that I cooked. Okay, I diluted it with enough water. Then I'm going to pour it onto my meat base. Okay, so add enough water to the consistency you want. Like I said, I always want my soup to be really smooth without any traces of whatever I'm using to make it. So I sieved it. Okay, then I added enough water just to achieve the consistency I'm going in for. You don't want to make a very light soup and you don't want to make a very thick soup. Anyway, all depends on how you want your soup. So after I added in the peanut butter, then now it's time to add in my vegetables. And you can see I have some fresh tomatoes, some zucchini, some carrots, and some onions. Okay, I used 2 fresh tomatoes, 1 big zucchini, and 1 big onion, 1 habanero pepper, and some momone, that is cured fish. If you don't have it, you can definitely take it out. Then I allowed it to boil for about 10 minutes. By then the vegetables are halfway cooked. Okay, you can let it to be halfway or fully cooked, because at the end of the day, after blending in, you have to pour it back to boil again. And if you have kids, like I do say, this is the time to add in your vegetables. Like, do use more vegetables, because that's the only way you can introduce vegetables to them, because kids will not eat vegetables when they see it with their koro eyes. So at this point, I'm taking out all the vegetables and I'm going to blend them into a smooth paste and then pour it back into the soup. So guys, if you are still watching to this end, please do so to strike on the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you may be notified anytime I upload a new video. And I want to say a big thank you for all the love and support always. And if you're watching me from my Facebook, you know what to do. Follow Realistic Sue TV and hit the like button as well. So after blending in vegetables, I poured it into my sieve. Like I said, I do always want to sieve my vegetables because I want my soup to be really smooth. Yeah, okay. So guys, which method do you use to make your peanut butter soup? Because this is the method I learned from my grandmother, and of course I have learned some more when now that I am in my own home managing the affairs in my kitchen. Okay, and thanks to YouTube, I've learned other methods as well from my big sister Sweet Ajele, Nanabe's Kitchen, Dacty for You, as Joyful Cook. Guys, you are doing so amazing. So guys, without talking too much, so at this point I added about 2 teaspoons of shrimp powder and 1 stock seasoning and some salt. Stir and check to see if everything is okay. Then I adjust it, but as you can see, it's okay. Then I covered it to boil again for about 10 minutes, and you can see our soup has come to a complete end. And see how inviting this soup is, and trust me, the taste there, like I say, I've just tasted it, and trust me, for today's video, I'm sounding so humorous because I'm so glad sharing this recipe, because trust me, I know what I'm presenting to you guys. So at this point, our soup is done. You can serve your family with this. You can serve it with rice balls, rice, bangkun, kokonte, and if you want to use it for bangkun, kokonte, you might as well want to make some side draw soup like fresh okra or dried okra. So guys, that is the end of it. I hope you enjoyed it. Till I come your way next time. Wassalamu alaikum.